Well, hello and welcome back to session 3 of the Wealthy PLR series. And we are covering maximizing your PLR. And I'm Charles Harper, and I am with you on behalf of Jonathan Tang and Sharon Lai. And we will be finishing our series today. And we're going to go over a few questions that you may have. And then we are going to call it a series. It's been my pleasure to be able to help you maximize your PLR. So that being said, let's start with the first question. And the first question is this. And this is a question that we get often, and that when you first start in PLR or you first start working with it, it's a good question. And you might wonder, well, how am I going to get traffic to my offer if I don't have a list? And maybe you're new getting started, and you don't really have a real sense for, if I build it, are they going to come? Obviously, they're not going to come if they don't know about it. So you've got to be able to get out there and show people what your offer is about. And there are some ways that you can do that. Now, if you have not watched session 2, I'm going to suggest that you go back through session 2, where we talk about the buyer infiltration method. And that is a way, again, that I have personally used and still use, and use it to great effect. So make sure that you have a chance to check out session 2. If you are inclined and you have a little bit of a budget, it doesn't really take much. You can use Facebook ads. If you have maybe about maybe $100 or maybe even less than that, maybe $50 to $75, you can get started with Facebook ads, and you can run traffic. Now, there is a learning curve, obviously, to knowing how to do it, and I think that there are courses within Wealthy PLR that you can certainly get access to that will show you how to do Facebook ads. So if you don't see it, or if you don't have it available, make sure that you give us a shout, and we'll show you how to get access to a course that'll use the basics in Facebook ads. You can also do ad swaps. Now, obviously, you're going to have a list in order to do this, but once you have a little list, you can start trading mailings with people who have little lists until you get bigger. And that is how some people build their list entirely once they get maybe a little traffic, get a few opt-ins just based on using PPC or some other paid method to get them started fast. You can use solo ads, and solo ads is a paid method. You're going to send your mailing, you're going to send your email out to the list of someone who already has a list. In other words, they're gonna charge you a fee to mail your offer to their list, and that's another way. Now, obviously, it's a way of paid advertising, but it's not a very expensive way. You can find some folks on the Warrior Forum to show you how to do it. We did talk about that a little bit, so if you go back through session 2, I believe it is, you can learn a little bit more about solo ads. And then also you can do pay-per-click. Now, pay-per-click is a little more difficult. Obviously, the stakes are a little higher, but it is something that you can do. Once you learn the basics, you can do pay-per-click. And finally, you can do forum marketing. Now, if you're doing, if your product is internet marketing related, you can definitely create a profile on one of the internet marketing forums, Digital Point Forum or the Warrior Forum, and every time somebody sees your signature, they may be inclined to click on it, and this will get you more traffic to your offer or to your opt-in page. So those are 6 very basic ways in order to get you started. Now, obviously, there are a lot more ways to get traffic to your site, but now if you're just getting started, you don't necessarily have a lot of experience, these are great ways in order to get started building your list and getting people into a marketing funnel. Okay, we're going to move on to question 2 here. And question 2, this is a question that we're often asked because we do talk about this, and we sort of mention it in passing, and we may not have given you a lot of guidance on how you can do this. Now, obviously, repurposing typically takes place when you go from having an article and then you create a video. Now, there isn't a whole lot available because it's a little tedious on how you can repurpose a video into an article. Now, if you have a solid content video and it was one where you recorded yourself or you recorded a conversation that you had with another marketer, you can repurpose that content into article content where you can use on your blog or even put inside of a Kindle book. Now, here's how you do that. Now, one way that you can do that definitely, let's just go get a transcription service, right? You can find plenty of transcriptionists on elanceGuru.com, Freelancer, or the Warrior Forum. Lots of people who are experienced in being able to do that. One company, Casting Words, has been around for a little while. They have been probably the top, or probably one of the companies that are probably well known in the industry. Mechanical Turk, also from Amazon.com. Now, this is not something that you want to do unless you have experience. You've already got something going. This is going to take a learning curve to learn how to do Amazon Mechanical Turk. So make sure that you get some some help, or you get either a course or something before you venture into the Mechanical Turk. But it is available, and it is rather inexpensive. You can also contact us at Gain Mindshare. We have a transcription service, and we'd be happy to give you a quote on your transcription. So pretty much you can have your video transcribed, and it is a very easy thing to do. You pretty much just want to hand that off to somebody. There is some equipment that you do need to have that will make it easier. Otherwise, you'd be starting and stopping with your play and pause button, and it really will take you a long time. This is something that's not going to be worth your time to do. Pass this on to someone in order to outsource this for you. Okay, now the next question, and is once again, it's one that is often asked. Now, how can I use this PLR to create my own videos? Now, one of the first things you're going to need some screencasting software, and pretty much some software like I'm using right now. Right now I'm using Camtasia Studio, and you can use ScreenFlow if you're on the Mac. You can use Jing or Snagit. Camtasia and ScreenFlow, they're going to be the kind of the gold standard. They are a little pricey. If you want to get one, they're going to be $200–300 out of the box. So you'll want to budget for that. If you're going to be making a lot of videos, Camtasia or ScreenFlow, they're both going to be worth your money. Now, one of the things is that you are going to need a few attractive PowerPoint templates. And what I would do in order to get just some general attractive PowerPoint templates, I know that there's some inside of the Wealthy PLR membership. I'm going to kind of show you what that. And one of the things is that you want to get something that's a little out of the ordinary, but yet still professional. I mean, here's one. I think that this is available this month, and you can just download this kit, and you can create. And they're PowerPoint presentations, so they're just like the PowerPoint presentations that you're used to. They're just going to kind of give you a little more of a professional look if you just download that toolkit. Okay, now the other thing you're going to need, obviously, you're going to need a YouTube channel in order to do this successfully. Of course, you don't have to put your videos on YouTube, but it is probably going to be the easiest and probably most effective way for you to create your own videos using the content. So you'll need, again, some software. You need some PowerPoint presentations that are going to be attractive and professional, and then you need to be able to use your YouTube channel. Now, okay, so now the other question that we often get is, so how do you take this PLR and create something that people are really going to want to opt in for? Right, so let's take a look, and what I'll do is I'm just going to go through pretty much, let's say, what you would be getting this month, and let's kind of walk through how you'd actually do this and what you'd need in order to do. Okay, one of the first things I see in, let's say, this month's PLR is I see that I've got a private label rights product here called Mastering Your Internet Business, right? Mastering Your Internet Business. So I can then take that product and then use it to create something unique. I can also take a couple of other things here. I'm going to be looking through the rights of all of this content to see what it is that I can use to recreate something, because what I'm looking to do is I'm always looking to take 2 or 3 products in order to make one, right? And so I can take this audio and have it transcribed to create a new one. So every time you come back and you got to create something, right? You never want to just take PLR and just use it as is, even if it is the fastest way. And even though there are covers there, you want to make sure that you're using the leverage. You are leveraging somebody else's effort. You're not leveraging their sales process to you, right? Yeah, maybe this was attractive to you, but you want to leverage their effort. You want to leverage their work, and you can do that by getting a couple of products together. Now, here's one, for instance. You know, if I'm going to go through Mastering Your Internet Business, here's Info Business Master Recording. I can take anything about internet marketing and basically create all the same mediums and then combine them. So now let's kind of go over the strategy here. Okay, now I said here what you want to do. You want to take any master resale rights product, right? And I'm always going to tell you that you want to check the rights. Not always going to have master resale rights where you can do this. However, this is something that you are going to want to always check out when you get a package to see what the author is going to allow you to do and what they aren't going to allow you to do. Now, most people aren't going to do what I'm going to be talking to you right now. One thing that you can do is to create a great bribe. I mean, if you really want people to listen to what you're doing, create audio, right? Most people aren't going to read an ebook. It's just a fact of life. Create a voiceover of the entire book, right? And I would suggest that you do it in your own voice. I mean, if you just don't want to do it, of course, you can have someone else do it. You can outsource it. But in general, you can create a voiceover of the entire book, and then not only are you positioning yourself as an authority, you really do have a nice bribe product. You can use Audacity in order to record. I'll show you where to find Audacity. You can find it at audacity.surgeforge.net. Then just download that program, and then you will have something that you can use in order to record your audio book. Okay, you want to add in some royalty-free music, and then you can upload the book to your server. Now, we're going to be talking about another process that you can use when you create your audio a little later in this session. But basically, you want to create a quick and you want to create an effective bribe product. Create a unique voiceover of a book that's already written. And once again, I mean, you've got plenty of private resale rights content that you can use for that. Okay, so for this master resale rights product, you can give this product away for free, right? So what I would do is I would give it away for free, but I would give it away as an audio book, because that is the form that people are more than likely going to be most grateful to you for, right? So this is something that you can do. You can give the product away, but once again, you want to do it in a way that really enhances your position as the expert, as the authority figure, as someone who is the marketing expert and someone to be listened to. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question here. And the next question is, now what's the easiest way that we can use PLR in order to create original content? Which is, once again, a great question. Okay, so the first thing we want to do when we attack this is, well, as always, we want to find a suitable product, suitable PLR product, and then we want to make sure that we understand the rights to that product. So I'm going to go back to my PLR vault, and I'm going to look at the mastering your business with private label rights. I'm going to download that product, and then we're going to take a look at it here. Okay, so we've got our product, and naturally we want to then look at the license. And there, okay, we've got unlimited private label rights with this content. Okay, so now let's then start to think about what we're going to do. Well, one thing we can do is we can take that content and we can create an audio or PowerPoint plus audio. Right? Now, here is actually what I would do if I were you. Now, I'm a little more advanced when it comes to PLR, written PLR, so you can kind of take this and you can do this, and you can really create a better quality, of a product after the fact. Now, regardless of how good you are or how much you know, what you're going to do is, in every case, and here's what I do: I take every major sentence, and then I create a paragraph around each sentence, right? And by creating a paragraph as each sentence, everything that is in this PDF becomes an outline. And I'm going to create something around each line in this. I can create a paragraph around this, choose a profitable niche. I can create a paragraph around build a list of subscribers. And I'm sure you can too. I can create a paragraph around this one. I can create a paragraph around this one. Right? So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a paragraph around each of the lines in this PLR. Now here's the key. What we do next, right, after we create a paragraph, is we add in some original or expert content. Right now, we talked about this in a couple of the sessions, and all you're really going to do is just have an expert talk to you about the subject matter, and it really should be, if you can, it should be a local expert, right? Probably somebody that maybe not necessarily that anybody has heard of, but then at the same time somebody who really does have credibility. And then you want to have that audio transcribed, and then you want to put the entire content on the blog. Now, you can even take this one step further. If you do this in a series, right, and you get enough experts, you can then create a series and put it on Amazon in a Kindle book. Right? So that's really how you're going to create content. You want to make sure you go to your library, your vault that you're getting with Wealthy PLR. You want to find the product, read the rights, and then create that product. Now, if you have problems actually creating the additional content for each paragraph that you create, all you really need to do is you can go and get what? You can go and get more content from the vault based on the paragraph you're creating. Right? So if at any point in time you think, I don't want to do this, I don't really have the knowledge or the skill set yet to create enough content, then you go and you get content, right? You go and get another product that helps you to create the content under each bullet point in this case. Okay, so the next question that we come to here is, and we talked about this a little bit, but I don't think I really went in depth into it, and I said that I would. And I know that you might have been thinking a little strangely when I said that you could really take PLR and create a coaching program, right? A coaching program. And I know you were thinking, well, how can I create a coaching program? Right? I probably don't really know enough, or I may not be as big a name enough, and that's not necessarily the case. Now, this is obviously a more advanced method, but if you understand what I'm saying in this presentation, you'll be able to create a coaching program. Now, what you're going to want to do is you want to find one person, right? You want to find an entire series of audios and videos, right? An entire series. You don't want to just rely on, you don't want to just get an ebook in this case. Now, you could do it with an ebook, and again, that's a bit of advance. You want to get a series of audios and videos. Now, let's go back to the vault here. And you've got a series this month. And you've got you've got some audios here. You've got some audios here. Right now, with these audios, you have yourself a series. So now, how do you create a series of audios or videos? Well, obviously what you're going to do is you're either going to do this or have this done for you. I would have it done for you. And you're going to take each one of these and have someone outline the content in each one, right? So what is the entrepreneurial mindset? You want to give that over to someone since it's got private label rights and have the content outlined. Have the content outlined for how to position yourself as an expert in 30 days or less, right? Because you've got the rights to that. How to position yourself as an expert to your list. You want to have that content outlined. Okay, so now once you've outlined the content, then now this is key, right? Because there are a couple of steps in here. I've only explained it in one step. Okay, so you want to review each of those steps in a screencast video, right? Each of those steps in a screencast video. So now, how are you going to do this? Okay, you come back to your vault. You grab a PowerPoint template from your package here, and each step you're going to do actually a one slide per step, right? One slide per step. And as you review each of these steps, what you're going to do is you're literally going to go to the web and explain and walk through each step. Like for instance, if one of the steps were to go and get hosting, right? Well, you would do at least one video, just pretty much like this, where you'd go to GoDaddy. And then once you do that, and of course, then you would select a domain name, and you're going to walk through all of these things. Right? You're literally going to show them step by step. You're not going to assume that they know anything. You're going to walk them through each step of the process, getting a domain name. And you are going to literally display this. Now, you don't want to keep your videos too long. You don't want them any longer than 2 or 3 minutes. But each step in the process, you are literally going to create one video for everything that you're going to do. Now, the next step is what you're going to do is you're going to get yourself a webinar line, right? And then you're going to deliver the content. Now, when you deliver the content, you are also going to follow up with the videos that you created with each step, right? So the coaching you're going to do live, and you're going to follow up with a video where you're showing them how to do the individual steps in the process. Okay, now, so what you're giving away or what you're selling is you're selling the process, and you're also giving them the opportunity to follow up by creating videos that will help them to go through each step. Okay, so basically each of these things really contribute to your adding value, and you are walking them through each process. Now, just as a hint to you, right, you can coach someone if you are in 3rd grade and they're in 1st grade. And so you just want to make sure that when you sell your coaching, you sell exactly what you're going to show people. And you'd be surprised. There are a lot of people who want to understand the gaps that you know. They want to understand, and there are not a lot of products that people walk them through and do them live and then follow up with a video. So if you want to do a coaching program and you're worried, okay, that they're not going to understand it. Well, if you've got a decent amount of PLR and you're going to create the content, you're going to give them the steps, and then you're going to do it live, you have yourself a coaching program. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. And it's one that we get often is, okay, now I've got PLR, can I just shove it up onto a membership site? And you want to do a little bit more than that because you really do want to sell this membership. And we talked about this in one of the sessions that you can actually just deliver something by autoresponder. And of course, every step we're going to do, we want to grab something from the vault and use master resale rights or PLR rights. So now let's take a look at the vault again here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to find the products, and if you look at this, you could probably do, and what I would do here is I would do a progression, right? Because you've got enough here. So what I would start with is the mindset in day 1 or week 1. Okay, and then we can come back, and then once we do the mindset, we can talk about copy, right? Then we can come back and we can start talking about success as an affiliate. Can be week 3. We can start talking about ClickBank, since we've now talked about an affiliate, week 4. Then week 5, right, we can start talking about, since we've talked about that, we can talk about week 5, we can talk about traffic or Pinterest or social media, right, since that's one aspect of social media. We've already talked about copy. We can then talk about ads in week 8. Okay, so we basically got enough to deliver. Now, what you want to do, I mean, you can actually expand on each PLR in this, for each week. Add in some audio, add in some video, but you leverage the PLR, right? You leverage what you have into something better. Right? You leverage what you have into something better. Now, obviously, you're going to check the rights to these products, and you're going to create something bigger in order to deliver on, however your membership is, a monthly basis or weekly basis, or however you tend to deliver it. Okay, so you can do a free membership site if you don't want to do an autoresponder. S2 Member is a membership plugin. WordPress is a membership plugin. You can go straight that way. And then you can again create content week by week. Now, why do I say that? And you might look at that and think, well, that's elementary. Create content week by week. That doesn't really say anything. It says everything, because you want to create a week of content that is going to blow their socks off. You want to create a month of content that's going to blow their socks off. The average membership site stay is probably going to be 3.5 months. But for people who know what they're doing, you can create the kind of membership that, once again, you want to create an incredible amount of value, and you want to create it consistently. If you create value consistently and you show people, if you're working with an IM, if you're working with a membership site that shows people how to lose weight, and you actually show them, they're not going to leave. Right? And so you got to create content week by week because you want to do a great job. Please, don't do a membership site and just shove some stuff up there. If you're going to do a content site, you create the content step by step and put some time into it. You want to stay a week or 2 ahead or a month or 2 ahead. But when you're doing that month, you want to make sure it's dynamite. It's fantastic. You want to take, if you're going to take a piece of PLR or one PLR at a time, you can take one chapter and make that one module. You can take one aspect or one item of PLR and make it one module, right? The choice is really yours, but you build around the PLR and you leverage it, right? And you turn it into a membership site. You take everything that you're doing, right? You take one PLR from the vault, and you look at what it isn't. Right? Let's say, I look at this product, I look at Pinterest Perfection, and I know that I've got myself an ebook. What am I going to do? I'm going to turn that into audio. I'm going to turn that into video. I might even turn that into the course for an expert interview. Right? I might do a Google Hangout. I mean, if you and look, the idea in creating a membership site here is not to trick the member, right? Yeah, the idea here is to deliver something that's really going to help them, right? So if you put in mind, when every time you create a video, right? Every time you create an audio, every time you redo something, you have to be able to see to the other side. You have to see that other person, and you have to say, what's really going to help them. Right? How are they really going to increase? How are they really going to do better in their business based on what I'm telling them, or I'm getting somebody to tell them, what I'm recommunicating to them? Right? You really want to see the other person on the other side. You're trying to help them, and even if you have somebody else doing this work for you, right? You have to take take it as an opportunity to really help somebody. Right? People will eventually buy your products, and they will notice, because not too many people take the time to make sure that their buyers do well with their product. You can stand out from the crowd by doing this. Right? Okay, so now let's talk about the next question that we normally get. And you'd be amazed. Now, here's always the interesting question. Am I allowed to sell offline? And now they're not necessarily strategies. Now there are some offline strategies, obviously, but most of the people that do this, right? They don't talk about it because they just kind of go out with the PLR and they do it. And obviously, because there are no rules in per se, this is something that you can do. You find people that have a need on Craigslist, right? Once again, you want to take several items that you have in PLR and have them rewritten. So now here's what I would do, and this is an idea that I'm thinking of as I sit here. Okay, what do I have here? Well, I have some PLR this month on Pinterest. I have some PLR here on social media, right? So, and I probably have some mindset audio here, right? I think I have some video down here, right? On new launches. Okay, fantastic. So now, what am I going to do with that? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this entire thing rewritten. Now, and obviously, I'm going to check the rights. I'm going to check the rights to see what I have and what I can do with these ebooks here. Okay, I got my rights certificate, so I can resell this product. Okay, so now what am I going to do now? Well, I'm going to take this, and it doesn't really matter anyway, because I'm going to have the whole thing rewritten. Now, what am I leveraging? You might ask now, well, if I have the whole thing rewritten, I could have just written it from scratch. Actually, not. What I'm leveraging is the person's knowledge, their organization, and I'm just going to have it rewritten. Now, when I have it rewritten, I might take something else that I've got in social media and add it to this product. And when I have it rewritten, what I'm going to do next is we're going to take the rewrite, and I'm going to put it into an Amazon or Create Space book. Right? In Amazon or Create Space book. And I can do that. I can find a writer on one of the freelance sites. You can actually hire us to do that. Right? That's what we do in Game Mindshare. We can actually rewrite the whole thing for you. And what you're going to do is when you create your book, you're literally going to have a book that you can sell offline. You can have that book published. If you don't want to put it on Amazon, you can have it put in a bookstore. But once again, yeah, you can do a lot of things with PLR offline. And actually, you create more value offline than you can with it online. I mean, actually, you're trying to run an online business. But if your goal is not necessarily not to talk to people, right? If your goal is to do more than not talk to people and you want to make money that way, there is so many opportunities that you can make offline when you leverage content, right? The sky is really a limit offline more than it is online. It's not crowded offline, right? Tons of strategies offline. Okay, so now let's talk about one of our next questions that we normally get is, okay, now how do we create an audiobook? How do we create an audiobook? And that's always a great question to me. It's kind of one of those strategies that are near and dear to my heart. Now, once again, what you want to do is, and we've done this a couple of times now, you want to grab several related volumes, several things that are related to each other, and check the rights to them, right? And now, just so that you'll know, internet marketing does not sell well on Amazon, right? Or as a rule, right? So whatever you do, make sure that you have the entire product rewritten. And I don't have this as part of the presentation, but when you have a product rewritten, what is important, and one of the things that Jonathan and I actually have a lot of discussion about, one of the things that Jonathan has and emphasizes, right, rightly, is that you want to have an angle, right? You just don't want to just write, even if you're selling within the internet marketing niche, you want to have an angle. And you do the angle based on your research. What are people really struggling with? And then you recreate the PLR based on what people are struggling with, and the angle or the perspective you want to create it for is what people really want. If you want to take now we're not doing this month with the products, but if you have a list building emphasis, you want to take and create list building based on what people are struggling with. Well, how do you create list building for CPA? How do you create list building for offline customers? How do you do list building for, you want to niche it down? How do we do list building for, after you do a Google Hangout, right? Create an angle with the PLR. Now, what I just told you is really the key, right? It's the angle. Most people take the PLR and they just rewrite it, which is great. But if you want to really make money with it, right, and you take it one step further, you figure out what the angle is. It's positioning, right? Positioning. And you position the PLR, you position your product based on the problem, right? Problem, you position the product. Okay, so now once you have the product rewritten, you want to create a hardback book on CreateSpace.com. Now, I've talked a lot about CreateSpace.com and Amazon because I didn't talk about it during the presentation, but it is a massive strategy. Massive. It's huge, right? You're then going to create an ebook on Amazon, and I'm going to tell you how to take this one step further. Now, once you've created your hardback book and your ebook, then you can then have someone voice over your product, and you put it as an audiobook on acx.com. A lot of people, when I tend to mention acx.com, they've never even heard of it. Well, it is for Amazon CreateSpace the same thing, right? It's a way of it's an audio, right? It's the audiobook version. So you put the hardback on CreateSpace, the ebook on Amazon, and the audiobook on ACX, right? So you've got a product, you've got a book, and you've got it into audiobook form. Now, ACX will only accept your audiobook if it's already on Amazon and CreateSpace, right? So that's how you get it on there, and that's how you get it into a marketplace where people can access your product. Okay, so now probably another question that we normally get is, now what's the easiest way? What's the easiest way to create a product? What's the easiest way to create a product for sale? Now, we've already been over, I think we've been over how you go about, getting traffic to your product, and we've gone over the building a list using the buyer infiltration method. So I'm going to assume you already know what your audience wants. You already know what the need is, right? I'm going to assume that. If not, then you kind of want to go back to product creation 101 and you want to find out what what your readers or what your audience actually needs. Okay, so we go back to the vault and we grab products. Right? Easiest way to create a product. Just grab one product, right? Let's just take the one here at the top. From mindset to action. Mindset to action. Right? Now remember, and I just told you in the last slide, right? What's the key to this? What's the key to this? Well, we're going to grab a product and I'm going to check the rights. Now, the key to this is understanding, right, the angle. How, what's the positioning? How are we going to position the product? Mindset to action is general, right? Mindset to action for who? Maybe mindset to action for the offline marketer. Mindset to action. So what do they have a problem with? Most of them have a problem with trying to go out and actually get customers. Actually having to go out and talk to people. How do I get through to the business owner? How do I get past the gatekeeper or the secretary? What is the mindset that is necessary? Now, what I'm going to do with that product, right? When I create the angle, I'm going to get a local interview, right? And we talked about that now, and I stress local because again, these are people that are going to want to be part of your product. You're basically taking their expertise and their work and you're selling it, right? So you're gonna trade something with them. You're gonna trade either some more exposure. Maybe you do an interview with them. Maybe you sell their product. But you want to grab somebody local, and this works a lot. It works very effectively locally with someone that you know and that you can get to know and develop a relationship with. You might even develop a JV relationship with, and probably some of the most powerful JV relationships occur with people that are there in your city. Okay, so now you can then create an audio podcast, or you can do a series of interviews with a number of local experts on the subjects and collect the transcripts. Now, once you collect those transcripts, what you're going to do is to create a hardback book. Then you're going to create an audio book, right? Then you can create an ebook, right? And basically, you can create a number of different products from one product, adding content, which would be a local interview, creating or having it transcribed and collecting the transcripts, and then either creating an ebook or hardback book and then an audio book. So there are a number of ways. Now the key is making sure that first that you're consistent, and not every product is going to be a home run. Right? Not every product is going to be a home run, but you have to kind of get into the groove with this. You have to get started. You have to get a source of PLR. You've got to get something where you've got something that you can kind of use. And what Wealthy PLR once again has really put in front of you here is you've got 50 different PLR products every single month, and actually you're getting 25 every 2 weeks. Now we've just been looking at one half of what you'd be able to get. Now probably I've shown you how to create at least 5 products, and that would probably be very difficult for you to do, right, during the course of the month if you had to do. But you can create 2 to 3 solid products. You can probably create one solid product with what you get in we just use 1 2-week package, right? I didn't even go into the second package. I didn't want to overwhelm you because you've got more than enough to create whatever you want to. You can even create products and outsource them to somebody else and let them sell them, right? So what you have here is you have a case where you've always got products to sell. Right? And so because you've always got products to sell, you can always increase the value. And that's really what you're being shown how to do here. You're actually being shown how you can increase the value, and you're making more sales faster because you can put these products together faster. Now you can get started today for for $1, right? $1. Now I want to kind of show you. Now you probably see you're seeing the link. It's right there below the page, and what you're looking at here, right? So this is not being made to the general public. And if you look right below here, once again, here's what you're seeing. Now you're seeing basically the opportunity to get started for $1, and you can get started and you can do this 1 year, or you can do it over the course of 3 years. Now, one of the things that I look at when I approach a PLR membership, because I know what I can do with this content in order to make money, and so I am looking for the value, right, that I can do. Now, I could reasonably safely make money if I just went with the monthly. I know I can make more than $17, right? If I go with the monthly, and if I do that over the course of 1 year, it's going to cost me $204, right? over 12 months. Now, of course, I can always save a lot more if I just go with the yearly, and I can actually get it for a lifetime, right? I can have it so that I don't get billed at all for the next 3 years. If I do this over the 3 years, I just decide, okay, well, I don't want to pay all at once. I want to pay over a little bit at a time over the course of 36 months. I'm going to pay, right? If I did this for 3 years, right, and I continue to get the content, I'm going to pay $612, right? When I could just get the lifetime for $197, or if I just did 1 year, right? 17 times 12. I'm still going to be paying half of that if I just get the yearly membership. $17 is really a bargain for what you're getting. If you did nothing else and you got this and you use this at $17 a month, you're getting a bargain. But now if you do the yearly membership, you're going to make a lot more money, and you're going to be done paying, right? If you at least for an entire year, you'll get rebilled once a year, right? And if you just get the lifetime, we'll get rebilled at all, right? At all, right? And let's just say that you take this 197 and you divide that by the 36 months, right? You really, if you take that 197, you're probably talking about $5.47 a month. $5, right? And so that $5, you're more than going to make back in just if you just took you could do exactly what I told you not to do. You could just slap up a site and sell a product, right, and get your $5 a month back. Of course, now you want to use the strategies that I've been showing you. And basically, what you want to do is you want to get started, if you can, at the $197 method and get started making money. You'll probably make this back. I cannot guarantee this, right? And I wouldn't dare guarantee you that you'll make money, and I wouldn't even dare tell you that you'll probably do that. I've shown you how you can do this. I've shown you how this can work. PLR is dynamite when you implement a strategy. The thing that keeps people from making money from PLR is really, number one, having a source where they can get access to it all the time, right? Where they can get a source where they've got some quality stuff, and that they sort of know what to do with it, right? And so the key there is you're being able to get access to the content, and you're being able to get access to something that, once again, you can use on a regular basis to create products, right? Or to recreate products, or to create content, or whatever you want to do, and to create leverage. So that you decide you want to be an expert, well, you leverage the expertise of other people that have put together the products. Okay, so now this has been it's been my pleasure in sharing this with you over the last 3 sessions. You want to make sure, once again, you've always got a ready source of PLR. Remember, it's not enough to just take one product. You want to have a source of products. That's really how you make money using PLR. You make money using PLR when you've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sources that you use. You put together in a way that makes sense. You need to go ahead and just get started today for $1. Right? Get started with for $1, and then start implementing the strategies. Go back and watch video 2 or just take one strategy that I've shared with you here in video 3. Implement the strategy. I mean, you can't make any money if you don't implement any strategy, right? And I've shown you what I've shown you in the last 3 videos. I mean, really, and I say this out loud. You can take any one of the strategies that I've shown you, right? And you could create a screencast video on each of those strategies, and there's a product, right? And you take the PLR and you create leverage by adding in the products in the ways that I've shown you that will complement what you're doing. Okay, so with that, thank you very much. Once again, this has been my pleasure sharing this content with you, and I wish you well in all of your future endeavors. You want to make sure that you take a look at everything that we're offering here at Wealthy PLR. And once again, you need to get started today for $1 and move toward starting to make money with the work of other people. Thank you very much, and have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.